Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Let's Stand Gamers, and welcome. So today we're taking a look at another beautiful creation from the Steam Workshop. This is Atlas Station by Black Armor, and it is absolutely beautiful. From this particular angle, at first I thought it was some sort of planetary destruction cannon that you'd aim at the planet and the core would blow it from inside out. If that ever comes to Space Engineers where you can blow a planet up, then that'll be the day. For me, I'll be so excited. Anyway, going around the design before I get too distracted by that, first thing that really draws your attention is this observation sort of dome at the top. You can imagine commanding the ships. Well, if we just stop in here, looking in, we go, like, we have a cargo ship docking with port A. You can imagine that coming in there and docking with the ports. So before I get too distracted by doing a bit of simulation of what could happen on this station, what I really like about it is this ribbed sort of core that goes down the center, and just look how he's actually reinforced that with them pillars there as well. There's some really nice ideas of what you can do with a station on this, and throughout this design you'll also notice he's done a few cut down blocks, like at the top here for the communications array. That's, I'm guessing, what it is. We've got the standard sort of setup where he's got the lights on top of the interior pillars, but just look at this little bit of detail in here with the armor and the standard blocks. Very nice indeed. It could almost be like a lighthouse of the stars, if you would want to think of it in that way. And going a bit further down, you see a little bit more of this artwork where he's cut it away with the heavy armor blocks. Now, the only thing that makes me think of is Necrons. If you've ever played 40k, either tabletop or the Dawn of War sort of games, you would have seen sort of inscriptions like that. A little bit more advanced, but still, it's a nice little bit of detailing that definitely adds effect. So we've actually got the arms here that arc out to this sort of catwalk that loops around, so as you're enjoying your time on the station, you can view a beautiful view of the actual station itself from the inside. You can also see ships coming in, and it'd just be beautiful to see ships docking at these various different ports. So talking about docking, each one of these arms actually has a function. And thinking about it in this way, it means that a ship could dock with one of these connectors up here, offload supplies. Maybe this could be even a trade hub where you just have a load of cargo containers actually in the core, and you offload supplies and then trade supplies between different sellers and buyers on a roleplay server. There's loads of different options that you can do with a station of this size and caliber when you get into trading like that. Now, moving a little bit further down, we've actually got the individual break between the two pillars, and you can see we've got this beautiful little glass window, and we have access doors, airlocks on both of the sides, so you can basically dock, do a bit of a spacewalk, and get yourself in. Now, originally when I was looking at this design, I was wondering if there was like an access port, you know, that the ship's door could dock with, and then you could get out, but no, it looks like a spacewalk is necessary. So as we come a little bit further down, oh, just look at that. It's just so beautiful. It just has such a presence in the environment. It actually becomes into this spear point. We've got turrets protecting the lower area, so if any space pirates try to lurch onto this thing and maybe sneak up, steal some supplies from the actual bottom bit itself. But just look how it points into that area. We've actually just combined the ramps into them blocks, going thinner and thinner until we've got them two antennas right on the bottom there. And just zooming out and moving around this structure, you can just feel how cool it looks. It feels like a space station. Some space stations you see just feel like a block that's casually floating through space, where this one just really feels like it belongs there, and I would want to come and see what this station was about or what they were selling. But anyway, let's get aboard this and we'll have a quick look through this door here. So heading on inside, we'll go through the airlock with the spectator camera. We're greeted with this quite grey interior. Now, a lot of this is quite hollow, so this means on a survival server, you could basically fill this with whatever you want. You want this as a refinery point for a mining rig, you could do that. And as we come into this section here, it reminds me of a bit of the Willy Wonka chocolate factory thing where they drink too much pop and they go floating up into the ceiling. Look out, the fans are up there. And then, no, there's not a fan up there, but if there was that grinded people to death, that'd be quite interesting. But up top, we've actually just got access to this cool little spire or diagram of the actual station itself. Now, in like an ideal world, what would be beautiful of this is that if you could track ships coming in and out the station, maybe with a marker and whatnot, and relay them to different people, and so you could see who's trading. But this is actually the small version, because when he originally built this, he mocked it up in this small version here, like you can see on this diagram, and then he basically just increased the size and the scale and turned it into the monster that we're sitting in. But a very beautiful room, a very nice little concept, basically. I like a diagram of the actual station itself. Too bad you can't track things on this diagram. Maybe one day we'll be able to do that. And as we come up, we're back outside. So we'll tuck ourselves back in through the windows, and we'll go back down the Willy Wonka shaft Is it Willy Wonka? It is, yes. Oh no, it's Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, isn't it? That's what it's called. And then we head down, and then we've got the upper docks. So that is all them areas. And this takes us down to the lower docks. So you can actually see itself. We've got this beautiful little shaft. You can drop yourself into this area. So if I actually access my legs, we'll see if I can float around. So this is all... There we go. So you can see with the maglocks, I can actually use this shaft to walk up and down the ship. Very nice idea. Very simple. And it works extremely well. So there's the lower docks. And you can see the signs have been labelled here. So we've got docking exit, and there's the staircase that leads us to the outer area. Now, you're probably wondering what's actually in the core bit below. Well, this is where it starts to get interesting. You can see as we walk down into this area, we've got the med bay, we've got the systems medical level. And if we actually get back to our spectator camera to make this a bit easier instead of getting you really disorientated, it keeps going down. So the next level is we have the bunk level. Say you want to spend a little bit of time here. We've got various bunks where maybe, I don't know, instead of bunks, maybe cryo beds would be a bit more functional in survival. But this is just another beautiful room, not super functional, but you can imagine the use of it if people decided to actually stay aboard the station. So next is we have the jump drive. You don't want your station staying in one position for too long, especially if you're doing some dodgy deals. So you can jump your station pretty much wherever you want, whichever trading place you want to go to. So power level is next up. Well, we've got the refinery here. That was the power level we were just on. So the refinery level, we've got a lot of resources. We can supply that. We've got little car containers set up there, nicely detailed. And we're actually at the bottom level. That's the production level. So everything that's produced and refined here is going to happen down right at the bottom. And there's not, I don't believe there's another access point to this. So they've got to get through the inner security to get down here or attempt to blast a hole in the bottom. Anyway, a beautiful build from Black Armor indeed. I really feel like we should jump this station though. I think that's what we'll do. We'll jump drive it somewhere. Right, Captain. Well, actually, I don't know if are you a captain if you're at a station? I don't know. Right. So we do a quick blind jump. Just station commander, we're preparing to jump to an unknown location. Oh, let's see this thing go. It's going to be beautiful. 10 seconds countdown. You can see it's actually warping in that area. Ah! There we go. Beautiful. Not as excited as I was hoping to be, but if we actually spit back to our character that I really hope is still on board. Whew, he is, right. We've managed to jump into a different sector where we'll begin trading operations here. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. There will be a link to this station in the description below. Check it out, and I'll see you